but it was just my imagination once again, running away with me. It was just my imagination running away with me.
Give yourself some room. Back up, back up. We are not enemies in this. We are trying to help you people out. You need to work with us, not against us. Guys, this is really right in its mouth. We need to save both schools. This is about both schools. Save our schools. Save our schools. Save our schools. Save our schools.
The regular meeting of the Peoria Public Schools Board of Education for September 21st, 2009. Number one, we assume most people are here to talk about the high school closing. Because of recent attempts to intimidate board members in the past few days, we are not going to tolerate any disruptions or outbursts during the meeting. Now, with fairness in mind, because we've obviously got people from Peoria High and from Woodruff, we're going to ask you to sort of line up on two sides of the podium.
I don't like having Central against Woodruff. We're all in this together, and I don't like them fighting against each other.
I need to know where the students are going, where the staff is going, where the transportation lies. I need to hear details.
Those children outside protesting are sadly mistaken if they think this decision is about them. This is about money.
This is what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and then just listen.
As if I've been involved in a very nasty, bitter divorce and custody battle these last few months. And I would imagine that you do too.
To think that my high school may close down hurts me, and you guys made a promise to us. Even on the calendar, it says, we promise that, our promise to you is that we will prepare you and give you opportunities so you will be prepared for the future world, for the world. And if you're closing down the Preparatory School of Arts, where's my future? I'm not going to be prepared for it.
I don't want Central High School sitting empty in my community right around the corner from my house.
Whichever high school you do vote to close, you will in effect kill that neighborhood.
You can't narrow up our 4 high schools down to 2 to decide which one's the best one. If you have 4 high schools, you have 4 eligible candidates. It's the same thing as when you're running for any sort of political office.
I noticed that tonight the kids from each of the schools were kept separate out there. I don't know, I guess the decision might have been made for fear of a melee. But wait, next year you want to merge the schools and put them all together and make them sit in classrooms to learn.
You close a school and I'm not going to feel safe anymore.
I have many friends at Woodruff High School, and I think it is very, very inconsiderate to put these two high schools against each other, because that is putting friends against each other. You are causing a war between 2 schools that is completely unnecessary. All right?
All of you decide tonight to vote no. There has to be something else you can do.
We're going to close your school because we can't make a budget deficit. We're going to close our school because we don't want to sell some of the buildings that lie vacant that we own. The thing is that you need to make your decision based on what is best for the students, best for the community, and best for the city of Peoria. I yield the balance of my time.
This evening I have placed before the Board of Education one of the most important and difficult decisions any school board can ever be asked to make. This evening I bring to you a recommendation to close a high school. By closing a high school, we anticipate a savings of $1.5 to $2.7 million yearly. My recommendation to you this evening is that we close Woodruff High School.
This is probably the worst decision I've been asked to make in my life, and I hate that I have to make it, and I am very sorry for those of you who will be hurt by it.
To be honest with you, I feel like I'm at the edge of the pool. I'm about to jump in, and I don't know if there's water in there or not.
We've dropped our enrollment to a point we cannot afford to operate 4 high schools under the current structure.
People come to the podium and say that this is all due to financial mismanagement, and how can you have a surplus one year of 100,000 and now a budget deficit of 7.9? You know, I guess maybe we haven't communicated that well enough, or people are not listening, but it's the economy, basically.
Ms. Patel?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
No.
Mr. Stowell?
No.
Mrs. Butler?
Aye.
Dr. Gorenz?
Aye.
Mrs. Parker? No. Mrs. Wolfmeyer?
Aye.
4 ayes, 3 nays, motion carried.
Action item 14, the closing of Peoria High School. The proposed action is that the Board of Education approve the closure of Peoria High School effective at the end of the 2009-2010 school year. Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Seeing no second, the motion dies. That brings us to information items under fiscal responsibility. POs over $2,500. Mrs. Shaw.
Woodruff, Emmanuel, Central, whoever's here, the city of Peoria, may I have your attention, please? The board has decided to close Woodruff. However, no, this is not a moment. This is not a moment to be happy for. The entire city has just taken a great loss as of now. Save our schools! Repeat after me, save our schools! Save our schools!
You know, I don't cry about stuff, but this was a dark day. And you know, it was over a 10th of a second. I hardly knew it happened. I mean, they just, aye, yay, nay, whatever, and I'm like, did they close us? What happened? And then what was the deal with Central? They voted on what was that? I mean, what happened there?
Somebody made the motion, there was no second, so the motion dies.
I thought that they would keep us open. I really did. I thought it would be 4-3 our favor. Woodruff is a great school, and I'm sorry to see this happen, and it is a sad day. But we must move on, and we've got to get financially solvent, that's for sure. And if this is what we have to do it, I guess we'll do it. But we're sure not liking it.
The idea of this is just it's so final. You know, you're going to close up a high school that's just so important to those kids in that neck of the woods, and it saddens me. It makes me sick at my stomach, and it's like I'm standing here, I don't know what to do next. You know, you got to try to find a way to, because we're going to have a school full of kids tomorrow, and we got to try to help them. That's going to be our job first thing in the morning. But it's tough. It's tough.